Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice of radio, so today I am bringing you news of the 2019 Pokemon TCG format rotation. Now, good news is I posted a video months ago telling you what the rotation was going to be. Bad news is, as several people have pointed out, it was not the most difficult rotation ever to predict. Annoyingly, I did actually have this video planned, and the goal was going to be to post it the second the rotation was announced. Unfortunately, the rotation was announced on the day my daughter was born, and shall we say, I had more important things to do. The rotation is going to be Sun and Moon on, and that includes promo cards Sun and Moon 01 onwards, and you're also going to be able to use Shining Legends, obviously, because it came out after Sun and Moon, and the Sun and Moon Trainer Kit Lycanroc and Alolan Raichu, and the McDonald's Collection 2017. But these are all Sun and Moon cards, so that's absolutely fine. In this video, we are going to go through very quickly the headlines of rotation, and then like I do every year, I will bring you a video on every set that's rotating, telling you all the cards to look out from. This video is really just the headlines of rotation. We'll do a deep dive like we do every year. It's like the fourth year in a row we've done this now. So the sets that are rotating out are Breakthrough, Breakpoint, Fates Collide, Generations, which isn't really a main set anyway, Steam Siege, Evolutions, and all of the XY promos from 67 onwards. So what does that actually mean? Well, there are several decks which are no longer playable. Greninja is gone. We lose Greninja, Greninja Break, and Splash Energy if you care about that. Greninja is dead. Greninja GX, now that is still around. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Greninja as a deck is gone. Similarly, so is Xerneas. Now, you might be thinking, Ross, do you mean the Xerneas plus Xerneas Break deck? Or do you mean the Rainbow Force Xerneas deck? I mean both of them. And we're also losing both Fairy Garden and Fairy Drop. Sorry about that. We are losing Volcanion as a deck, although to be honest, Volcanion has largely been replaced by Ho-Oh anyway. And we are losing Mega Ordino. Now, I am fully aware that Mega Ordino was only good at the World Championships 1 year. But it won the World Championships. It at least deserves to be a footnote in a rotation video. Now, there are some absolutely gigantic tech cards that we are losing. Some cards which are really going to shape the format. And they are Octillery. It's the best draw support we've got. Yes, I know we've got Oranguru. It's not quite as good. That's going to be a bit of a pain. We are losing Garbodor, which is the best ability lock we've got in the format at the moment. We are losing Gallade. Now, Gallade isn't a huge loss because it was only ever really played in Gardevoir decks, but even so, we're losing it and that kind of sucks. We are finally losing Wobbuffet. Weird thing about this rotation, there's a whole bunch of cards that have been around forever and kept in the format by generations, which are going with this rotation. We are losing Starmie, which to be honest was only really played heavily in Volcanion. Good energy recovery, but, you know, it's gone. We are losing Cobalion, which sucks because it's by far the best option for counter energy with metal decks. And we are missing Sudowoodo, which sucks because it is by far the best counter energy option for fighting decks. Although, to be fair, the new Lycanroc, which has just come out, is actually pretty good as a replacement for Sudowoodo, so it's not the end of the world. And there are a bunch of other tech cards, not decks on their own, kind of tech cards, which we are losing, which are not quite as significant, but which a bunch of players will feel the pinch. We're losing Zoroark with stand-in and a really nice attack that punishes your opponent's bench. We're losing Zoroark Break for 1 energy, could copy your opponent's attacks. We're losing Mr. Mime. Weirdly, it was reprinted in Generations, but it doesn't matter, it's rotating. So there goes your bench protection, though there is a new stadium coming out, more on that shortly. We're losing Espeon EX and its diva-looting prowess. We're losing a bunch of fighting tools. Regirock EX, though Diancie Prism Star is pretty much replacing it. Carbink Break, although to be fair, that was based on the Safeguard Carbink, which only protected against EXs which are gone. And Zygarde EX, which is significantly inferior to Buzzwole. So even though we're losing these fighting tricks, we're not really losing all that much because we've got better options. We are losing Eviltal. Finally, that came out in X and Y. We're losing Talonflame, which was such a good starter Pokemon for slower decks. Sorry about that. We're losing Electrode, but Lightning have got a whole bunch of tricks to accelerate energy, so we're fine. We're losing Mewtwo, which is a real pain because we're also losing Mew, and we're also losing Mew EX. So, yeah, those 3 cards that we've been using to punish Buzzwole and to counter Buzzwole, we're literally losing all of them in one rotation. Little bit of a pain. We're losing Giratina EX, but then again, that was only really good for countering break cards, all of which will have now rotated. So hey ho, you can't win them all. In terms of supporters, there are 3 huge ones that we're losing. Professor Sycamore and N are both going. They are, or at least have been till recently, the 2 draw supporters that make up the engine of most decks. Good news is we have now got Cynthia to help. But we're losing them, that sucks. And we're also losing Bridget. And Bridget, you know, the turn 1 Wonder Tag Tapu Lele for Bridget, that has become a real staple of this format. We've still got Pokemon Fan Club, but it's not quite as good. Although it does put them in your hand so you can use coming into play abilities. I think Fan Club will be played by some people. I think other players are going to use balls instead. We're losing Skylar, bit of a pain. Could search for any item. We're losing Fisherman, which kind of sucks for energy recovery. We're losing Delinquent, which was really good in disruption decks. We're losing Brock's Grit, which was excellent recovery, but then again, it only really saw play in Vikavolt decks. I don't think it's actually seen any real play outside of there, but even so, it's kind of sad. We're losing Ninja Boy, which great for turning one basic into another. Great surprise, hasn't really seen play in a while. Pokemon Ranger, butt of many jokes, memeiest of supporters, but it hasn't actually seen play in a while. Team Flare Grunt, which is great just for getting rid of some energy. Wally for that turn 1 evolution. And Team Rocket's Handiwork for discarding energy, all going. The only real stadiums we're losing, other than Fairy Garden, are Scorched Earth, bit of a pain, and Parallel City. Parallel City is huge at the moment. That is a really widely played card that a lot of players are going to miss greatly. In terms of tours, we're missing Floatstone, so retreating is going to be more of a pain. And we're losing both Bursting Balloon and Fighting Fury Belt that had their niches in the format, but were never really played that much. In terms of energy, we're losing Strong Energy. It's the only real special energy we're losing. Okay, we're losing others like Splash Energy, but they're not that relevant. And then in terms of items, we're losing a whole bunch, like Heavy Ball to search out heavy Pokemon, which means I'm going to have to stop saying that a retreat cost of 2 is the worst in the game now. We're losing Professor's Letter, which was really good at searching out energy. We're losing Town Map, so good luck knowing what's in your prizes. We're losing Super Rod, which is a good recovery card. Max Elixir, which was great for speeding up a whole bunch of basic decks. Puzzle of Time, which was universal recovery. Reverse Valley, saw a bit of play, mainly to do more damage with Darkness Pokemon. We're losing Special Charge, which is the only way to recover special energy other than Puzzle of Time. Whoopsie daisy. Devolution Spray is going, which kind of sucks. We're losing Random Receiver. Good for getting supporters, hasn't seen play in a while. We're losing Crushing Hammer to get rid of energy. We're losing Evo Soda, and Zoroark players have been really taking advantage of Evo Soda to get Zoroark up and running, so Zoroark decks will feel that pinch. We're missing Pokemon Center Lady, Revitalizer, which really was a great card with Forest of Giant Plants and hasn't been as good since. And we are missing Red Card, which again was really good disruption. So, what are the headlines of this rotation? And like I've said, I'll do a deep dive on each set we're losing, but these are just the headlines for the time being. Draw is getting awkward. We're losing Bridget, Sycamore, N, and Octillery. The basic engine of many decks is going to have to change quite significantly. We're losing Floatstone, which is the best retreating card we've got. Escape Board is nowhere near as good, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't think that's just going to be an easy one-for-one replacement. We're losing Max Elixir, so a whole bunch of these basic focus speed decks are going to go away, unless they're Ultra Beast like Buzzwole, in which case Beast Ring probably a little bit better anyway. Recovery, we're losing a lot of recovery cards. Super Rod, Special Charge, Brock's Grit, Puzzle of Time. Now, we've still got Rescue Stretcher and Energy Recycler. And we are getting Energy Recycle System in Sun and Moon 7. It's Rescue Stretcher for Energy, not Pokemon. But still, our recovery options are really getting squeezed. The only really significant deck which completely goes away is Greninja. Every other deck is getting hurt by the loss of something, but Greninja's the only really top tier deck which is going away entirely. Strong Energy going away is going to hurt fighting decks, but they've got stuff like Diancie Prism Star, so it's not the end of the world. A lot of decks are really going to feel the pinch of Parallel City. It's just such good disruption for slowing down decks that need a bench. It is great. Disruption is taking a huge hit. Crushing Hammer, Delinquent, Team Flare Grunt, Team Rocket's Handiwork, Red Card. Disruption decks are getting an awful lot worse. Ability Lock, we're losing Garbodor and we're losing Wobbuffet. And everything we're getting in their place is just not good enough. Glaceon, but it's got to be active and it only turns off EXs and GXs. Alolan Muck, but it only turns off basics. Slacking, but it's got to be in the active to turn off abilities, and it's only non-EX, non-GX. Our ability lock options are a lot worse than they were before rotation. And counter energy decks are taking quite a big hit because Cobalion and Sudowoodo are two of the very best cards to play with counter energy, and they're both going away. That is the quick 10-minute version of the rotation. Those are the most important cards we're losing and the impact it's going to have on the metagame and on the format as a whole. I'll be back shortly, depending on, how well my baby sleeps and how much time I get to record and edit, to show you an in-depth look at every set that is being rotated out. As always, I will cover the rotation so well that you will be fully primed by the time you get to September. September the 1st is when this kicks in. Probably should have said this before now. Also, as a quick side note, do make sure you pop down in the comment section, firstly, what you think about this rotation. Are you happy? Are you sad? Any questions you've got about the rotation, pop them down below and myself or some lovely other person will get to them. And tell me what card you are most going to miss. I want everyone to put one card in the comment section, the ones you are going to miss the most. Let me know. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and so on, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do just that. And do check out my video game/Dragon Ball Super channel, Wassy Plays, for some more Wassy action. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.